Members of the Hyderabad Software Enterprises Association, to my friends from the media. If I have to quickly give you a 2-minute spiel on how well the Hyderabad ecosystem has been growing, I think two telling statistics that were presented by our Honorable Finance Minister in budget yesterday. Last year, as per NASSCOM, the number of new jobs created in India in the software industry was 450,000, 450,000 last year, out of which Hyderabad alone contributed one-third of them, 150,000 jobs. So I think all compliments to the industry for the robust growth, that we've seen, for the industry leaders who've been spearheading, the cause of Hyderabad. And just this morning, in fact, a huge shot in the arm for us, Providence, a US-based healthcare provider, they had met me in the morning. They already have an innovation center here, global innovation center here, since 2020. So the CEO was here. He's also heading the American Hospitals Association. His name's Dr. Rod, forget the last name. So he'd come here in the morning, and early in the morning, he gave me a very, very good news. Jayesh made sure that I met him in the morning. So he told me that he's super impressed with Hyderabad and what it has to offer. So from 1,000, they're growing to almost 3,500 in the next couple of years. So this kind of numbers that are coming in kind of tell you a very, very interesting story. So not just on the services piece, but also in terms of exports and how well Hyderabad has done. We have grown more than 220% from 57,000 crores in 2014-15 to 1,83,000 crores last year. And I am very confident and very sure that this year would not be any different. In spite of what the global scenario is, I think Hyderabad is happening, and it will continue to happen. It will continue to remain a very, very happening city in days to come. So all credit to the industry for the way it has conducted itself. And I think Dr. R. Chandrasekhar is receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award. My compliments to you, sir. R.C. Garu, my compliments to you. And also to all the distinguished audience, once again, my apologies for the delay. Compliments, best wishes. And the government is obviously there all along with you, a progressive government, a proactive government. Make sure that you vote for me and get me back again. Cheers. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, HYSEA President Manisha Sabuji, Chief Guest Shri Arvind Kumarji, DG STPI, Mr. Debashish Chatterjee, Mr. BVR Mohan Reddy, my colleague Mr. Ram Prasad, all the invitees, dignitaries. I was just telling Manisha that Minister will come approximately around 6:50. It is still 14 minutes. So do I speak for 14 minutes to fill the time, or do you have something else? So she told me that there are 2 videos to be played. So I feel much relieved now, because there's a lot to speak about Telangana and Hyderabad, but 14 minutes is still quite a stretch. But nevertheless, first of all, I'm very delighted that we are able to organize this summit, which marks a very important milestone in our annual calendar. People who have done well, who are the achievers in different categories, they are recognized publicly. It also gives a very strong message to rest of the important cities, the IT cities in our country, on how the government and industry collaborates, works together. I have always felt that the presence of an local industry association like HYSEA in Hyderabad is a matter of great blessing to us. We do have national associations also, and their chapters as well. But to have a local association, and that too which has a very rich pedigree, which has been in existence for 30 years, more or less coinciding with the growth of the IT sector in Hyderabad, from the birth of IT sector in Hyderabad. That's a matter of great blessing to us. And no time was more testing than the last 2.5 years or so, when there were lockdowns. There was this transition from office to homes. There were all other kinds of regulatory challenges. Then that phase, when we were really tested to our core. But I have been told by lots of people who have a very strong understanding of the national IT landscape, that all these issues and challenges were managed far better in Hyderabad than any other Indian city. Again, first of all, because of the proactiveness and support of the government, but because we have a strong partner like HYSEA on the other side. And I do hope that the partnership, which has been going on for the last 30 years, grows in strength. There are a few issues. I'm sure the Honorable Minister will also speak about it, but I'll also like to share my thoughts on a few very important agenda items which we must now pursue very, very vigorously. When the new body led by Manisha ji had taken over, we had a brief interaction in which I had already mentioned some of these important priorities for us. But because it is a larger gathering today, I would like to speak a little bit more on some of these important priorities. So one very important thing which I recall mentioning last time also was that the nature of technology that is changing very, very rapidly. In fact, few months ago, about 6, 7 months ago, when the new body had taken over, we had discussed about what are going to be our priorities, which are the new generation technologies, emerging technologies, which we will be really keen to work together to find out industry's interest in those technologies, help the industry get skilled candidates, create or support innovation in that particular domain. But what was discussed 6 months ago is already getting kind of outdated. Newer and newer technologies are kind of supplanting what used to be what seemingly used to be very important few months ago. And the latest, as all of us know, is about generative artificial intelligence, generative AI. That is again one area which has caused enormous amount of excitement. Lots of use cases are being thought of. But as I said, few months ago, we were just marginally aware that some people are working on these kind of projects, these kind of solutions. But the fact that it will take the world by storm was not really anticipated at that time. And there are many others as well. So how do you, as an industry, develop some kind of a critical intelligence, some kind of a foresight into what is going to happen later on, and how, as compared to other Indian technology hubs, Hyderabad is better prepared to meet those kind of requirements. So this is one area where we would like to work together, spend more time on research, participating in global events, understanding what technology thought leaders are speaking about, what are the big tech companies focused on, what kind of investments they are making, what kind of startups they are acquiring. These are very good pointers or indicators about the important technology trends for the future. So that is something which I would encourage the industry to work with us. The other important areas, priority areas, one which the minister also will surely highlight, is about support that we require in fulfilling our objective of taking IT to smaller towns and locations in the state. We all know that Hyderabad has emerged excellently as a global technology hub. Some of you must have seen a tweet which our minister put out just a couple of hours ago. This interaction happened just this morning, so it is absolutely fresh. We met a very prominent US company. It's into life sciences, it's into healthcare. It's more into healthcare systems management. And I mean, since the tweet is out in the public, I can name them. This is a company called Providence. 3 years ago, they had started with a small facility in Hyderabad. But today, when their global CEO and their other senior leaders were there, they updated us that 200, the center which had started with a head count of 200 has gone up to 1,000 plus now. And within another 9 months or 10 months, that 1,000 will become 3,500. And the global CEO was telling that while we have other technology centers as well, but the contribution that we see, which is coming out from the Hyderabad center, is kind of unmatchable. The kind of dedication, the kind of discipline, the sensitivity towards deliverables, timelines, the added sense of responsibility. If something somewhere else is lagging behind, and if that work is passed on to the Hyderabad center at the last minute also, no one kind of grudges it. People realize that it's a responsibility. It's also a kind of a recognition that because they have the talent, they have the capability, this additional work is coming their way. So he was full of praises, and he told us that the example of their success in Hyderabad, in India, more or less, can easily motivate at least dozens of other similar companies who are in the US. In US, the healthcare systems is extremely fragmented. While Providence is one of the market leaders, there are at least 30, 40 other companies also. And this particular gentleman who was here with us in the morning, he told us that he can motivate at least a dozen more to look up to Hyderabad. So Hyderabad's technology prowess is well established, well known. But what we are very serious about it is to spread technology services in tier 2 cities. And it's a remarkable coincidence that while I say so, two very important people who have already made that move, who have taken that leap of faith, Mr. BVR Mohan Reddy Garu and Mr. Debashish Chatterjee Garu, both of them have started operations of their companies in Warangal. Science Center is up and running for more than 5 years now, and BVR Garu would have spoken about it, that already they value the contribution that that center makes. L&T Mindtree also has, they have just invited us. The center is getting ready for launch somewhere towards the end of this month. And I would like to encourage everyone else also. Think of those IT functions which can be hived off, which you need not really spend resources on, located in Hyderabad, which can be very easily done somewhere else from, let us say, Warangal or a Karimnagar or a Khammam or in Nizamabad, Mahbubnagar, Suryapet, Nalgonda, wherever, Adilabad, wherever you want to. In fact, today afternoon, again, something very interesting happened while I was getting ready to start for this function from my office. I mean, two young entrepreneurs came into my office and they shared something which is so heartwarming. Many of you may not even be familiar with this. This is literally a village, a place called Parkal. It is 30 kilometers from Warangal. They have started a center which focuses on data annotation. As you know, lots of AI companies require data to be cleansed before AI algorithms, machine learning programs can be run on them. So this company has chosen to do this in a place which I'm sure 99.9% people in this hall may not even be aware of. It's a village, it's a mandal headquarter. It may have a population of some 30, 40,000, but they have started a 40-seater facility in Parkal. And they were telling me that the first 10 people who were given jobs in that center were people who were working as petrol bunk attendants, or in Telugu there is a word called gumashta. So they were working as gumashtas. Gumashtas are maybe the correct English word, maybe errand boys. They are not doing anything significant. They are just hanging around shops and stores. So they were gumashtas in cloth shops, clothing shops in that Parkal. So the first 10 hires were those kind of people. And now this person who has started that enterprise was telling me that many of the people who used to work there have moved on the ladder. They have now become a stepping stone kind of an institution. And people are working in large consultancy companies here in Hyderabad, and huge increases in their pay packages, etc. So this rural center is also becoming a very good training ground to kind of pull up rural youth and give them that kind of opportunity. So very, very major success stories in our state, the experiences of companies who have set up their facility in a smaller location, that is indeed very positive. And I do hope that trend will be maintained, and HYSEA members, HYSEA leadership will collaborate with us in identifying a suitable location where these facilities can be created. Government provides lots of incentives and support for such institutions. The last thing which I want to speak about, again, this is very important. If Hyderabad's momentum as one of the leading IT destinations in the country and in the world has to be maintained, which is about innovation and technology entrepreneurship. Today, I gave the example of Providence, but there are many other global companies who have preferred to come to Hyderabad over other comparable Indian cities because they feel that the technology innovation ecosystem is very rich here. And most importantly, they have very easy access to that system. I'm not claiming that this is the largest in the country. There are other cities who have bigger innovation ecosystems. The valuations, the kind of funding they get is far, far more than what comes to Hyderabad. But what is very impressive about Hyderabad is that corporate participation in this innovation world is the easiest amongst all cities. We have great institutions like T-Hub, T-Works, V-Hub, TSIC, Rich, etc. And everything is very well structured and well organized, through which people can really get into this kind of work. So this is a very kind of an ambitious agenda, but as I said, we have never been let down by HYSEA any time in the past. I myself have been associated with this sector for, I'm just a couple of months short of 8 years, but so I can tell you with 8 years of experience and understanding that this has been a great institution, great partnership. The people who receive recognition here do all of us proud. And I'm very confident that however bold and audacious the agenda is, the roadmap for the future is, we have mature and very determined leadership to take it forward. So once again, gratitude and appreciation to the entire HYSEA team led by Manisha ji. My congratulations to all the award winners. And let us hope that we meet much more often through these kind of events and activities. Thank you very much.